Good morning, YouTube. We are live. Back on YouTube again today. I believe the situation with Twitch is now under control. I should be back on there shortly. But I kind of like YouTube, to be honest with you, so I might stay here for a little while and just kind of see how it goes, and then make a decision from there on what we want to do next. If you've got feedback for me too, obviously, please throw it my way. I'd love to hear it. Get some good feedback from you folks out there that are watching the stream consistently. So, thank you for doing that, first of all. And second of all, always welcome the feedback and the constructive criticism. So, without further ado, let's jump into what happened today. We had GDP numbers come out an hour ago. They actually weren't good. I thought they were going to be a lot better. They were not very good. But we have seen some resiliency in the market overnight. The market's up about 30 points since yesterday. So it's made a little bit of a bounce. That is going to leave us a nice gap fill to the downside. I like that gap fill below 6,700 on ES. I want a 6,700 break and a retest for entry into that gap fill. What the hell? I don't understand SPX sometime. Why does that not show as a gap? Is so bizarre to me. Very, very interesting. Because that should definitely show as a gap. That's very, very weird. Let's try this. I think I'm going to call that the gap right there. That's what I want to do. Yeah, very weird with these gaps on SPX not really being there, but also being there. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But anyway, watching this gap fill here now to the downside, there is another one to the upside that starts after 67.40, and then there's another one to the downside from a few days ago, I think maybe last week, at 66.40. As far as individual tickers today, I really like Apple above 257. I am watching AMD above 200, and then I'm watching Amazon below 207. Amazon's got a 3-point trend line that could break here, and if it does, let me move Amazon over onto the screen for you. I'm going to put AMD off for now. I want to show you this on the larger time frame chart. So if I look at the 30 or the 1 hour chart even, no, I want to go 1 hour. We've got 1, 2, 3 touches along this trend line. Right now, the trend line is sitting at about 207. So that's where I'll watch below for entry on Amazon. I really like that setup there, so it'd be kind of nice to get it. We're seeing sell-off on all the tech stocks, it looks like, out of the gates, but NASDAQ seems to be holding for now. Maybe it just happens to be the ones I'm looking at right this second. Okay, sorry, I needed to sell some puts really quick that were in my portfolio. That's good. All is good now. Might have to sell a few more in just a minute, but that's okay. Anyway, volume out of the gates, decently sized 2-minute candle to open us up on the day. Gonna kind of just looks like we're gonna just sit here in this range for a minute as we figure out where the market wants to go today. Tech stocks really did sell off a lot at open there, but they all seem to have wicked and are rebounding, especially AMD. AMD went all the way down to 196.5 and then wicked. really, really weird on the gap here on SPX. I don't really understand what that is, but I'm going to call this like 6707 down to 6670. I'm going to call that the gap because that's what it looks like to me. That's a gap. Why it didn't, open up here and it just shot up immediately it opened, I don't really know. I'm a little dumbfounded by it, to be honest. It doesn't quite make a lot of sense to me. I've seen some weird. I talked about it a few times over the last few weeks on stream, but I've just seen some weird things that are incongruent on there. So I just think it's kind of odd. Yo, good morning in the chat. How we doing? Amazon dropping here. It's through this 208.70 level. Next level at 208.25. And then from there, we look into the 207 level for the trend line break, if we get there. Market just ranging here, trying to figure out what direction it wants to go. 60-point range on NASDAQ, like a 10-point range on ES so far today is where we've been sitting. That didn't come out right. There we go. All right. Starting to see some sell pressure come in now. Might establish us a bit more in the market and what direction we can expect to see the market go today. Let's see. That's the question. NASDAQ looks to be a bit more bearish than ES at this time. Amazon did get through the 208 level, pushing down towards 207. QQQ also wicked down. Oh no, it wasn't quite to view up. Past its view up. It did have an overnight candle that wicked down to its view up. That was kind of nice. Okay, NASDAQ found a little bit of resistance. Support at the 24,620 level. Pushed up from there. ES at 6705. Not a ton of volume today. Yeah, it really hasn't been too much. We're not seeing just huge orders coming in just yet in the market. A little quiet to start. ES pushing towards the 6720 level now. I initially liked it above there, but then in the pre-market it wicked up to 67.25. It wicked yesterday to 67.30. So it could be a little choppy through that range. I don't absolutely love the setup. There is a play there, but it's not my favorite looking play. So just going to keep watching for a minute here and see what happens. We're about 25 points from the entry into the gap fill from yesterday. That's really the better trade here, the best trade here that I'd like to take. If it gets there, we may not be so fortunate, though, so we'll have to kind of see. Yes, went up to 67.20 and rejected its first attempt. See if we're going to get another attempt on it. Just staying patient here. Unfortunately, the setups aren't really coming into us just yet. So, just going to sit here and be patient with it. NVIDIA pushing a bit now. That's pushing the NASDAQ here. Pardon me. Tesla is just really holding here. Two. What else do we have? Meta down big today. Meta's the big loser of today. It looks like 2.86% down. I wonder what the deal is with Meta. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, they had a key level here at this 626. It broke right at open. It actually broke right before open and then continued down in the next 2 minutes, first 2 minutes of market. Never going to catch that play. They do have a trend line, though, sitting here. I think it's going to bounce off this trend line because it's only the third touch point, but this trend line is sitting right at 617.37, almost exactly where it bounced down to. I'm going to keep an eye on it. If that breaks, it could be good. If it does not break, I think it could be a bounce here, back above this 625 level. So I'm going to keep an eye on Meta for that reason. Really crazy drop, though, on it. Okay, really getting a good push here on the NASDAQ. ES is now through 67.25. There's levels, it's 30, 35. I think I want to wait for the gap fill play. I want to be a little patient today. It's a little too choppy in this range from 67.30 to 67.40. And then I think above 67.40 is where we're going to see the gap fill entry on SPX. So I'm going to be a little bit patient and wait for that. Nice. Here's a big push here through the 6730 now on ES. NASDAQ through 24,750. Getting closer to the entry on this gap fill. I like that. I like that a lot. I'd like to see this pump right into the gap and then retest the start of the gap. That would be the most beautiful setup ever. Let's see, though, if we're that fortunate. Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. All right. Okay, ES now pumping through the 6733 level. Minimal retest so far, even after the 6730 break. Meta pushing back up here. It could get back above this 625 level. I like it above 626 if it gets there. Meta could have a strong push off this trend line. That's what I'm looking at. 4-point trend line there. It doesn't look like Amazon's going to get to our 3-point trend line at 207, at least not as of now. So going to keep my trend line running on Amazon. We will obviously catch it eventually, and when we do, it's going to be a fantastic, fantastic play. So. How we doing in the chat today? Hopefully we get some new viewers in here. I'd love to have some new viewers in here, watching the stream, supporting, chatting. Love that. Okay, we are now through the 6735 level on ES. We are 8 points from the start of the gap fill on SPX. We are getting a little retest here finally. We could see the push into the gap fill after this retest here. Depending how this candle finishes, we could have a big fair value gap. Let's see what happens with this 5-minute candle on SPX. As of now, ES retesting 6730. NASDAQ just broke 24,800 and then rejected. Really stagnant here. Volume overall is a little bit low, but it is consistent right now, which is good. Let's see how we're doing. Meta's bouncing back. It's really the only stock down today. There must be news on Meta. I'll be honest, I haven't seen it. Let me see something. Maybe there is. Meta is falling behind in AI models. That's probably not big enough. Platform signs agreements for Meta's AI system with European media groups. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. I don't know if there's like meta news, something that happened that drove that drop today, but yeah, meta's down overnight. And it dropped for a minute today before going back up. Nvidia's looking strong though today, as are the futures. So looks like we're getting some good upward movement in the market, which is what we like to see. So we did kind of reject back off on this candle. I'm curious to see on the 5-minute chart here how SPX closes and how the next candle looks on it. That'll be give us a good idea of what we're going to be facing for the rest of today's trading market. No trades yet, Mr. Joel. Good morning, sir. Thank you for joining the stream. How are you today? Ooh, big sell-off here. Okay. That next 5-minute on SPX opened nice and red. Yeah, I'm looking for the gap fill to the upside here above 67.40 on SPX, Joel. So that's where I'm looking for an entry right now. To the low side, I like it where these candles kind of intersected. I believe that's about 67.06, 67.05 on SPX. From there, we have a quasi gap fill to 66.7. I call it a quasi gap fill because there really wasn't a gap this morning. It just opened at the same price and then literally in 1 second shot up to this level. And that's just some of the weirdness that I've been seeing with SPX. But I'm calling it a gap fill for all intents and purposes because that's really what it is. And so we will treat it as such and see if we can get a move into that range. If we do, I want to break and retest. ES approaching a key level here at 67.20. This is where I had on the 4-hour chart a pretty clear level marked out. It actually did trade above it for a split second in the pre-market. So that in my mind made that a little bit of a weaker line. But at the end of the day, it's still a key level. So it's holding it for now. So I'm going to be interested to see if it breaks through. If it does break through, we could see the move down. I'm going to wait till we get into the gap fill here, though. So I want to see another 10-point move down or so. But that is really the next play that's lining up for us at this current moment. Joel, did you take anything today? Where are you at? I should have sold puts on Meta when they got down there too, to be honest with you. I didn't really think about it, to be honest. I was concentrated on closing out a few other things and watching the market for today that I didn't quite think about it. Perfect bounce by ES at the 67.20 as of now. If it holds that level and continues up, makes a new high of day, I really like this gap fill play. Logged in late. No, sir. Okay, no worries. You didn't miss anything. So if you're going to log in late, today was the day for it. I don't know why I've gotten this is like this non-copyright music is like stuck. Every single one is stuck in my head. We are above 67.30 again now. Nice little bounce after that retest. Really, really nice retest of the 67.20 line. That actually would have been a beautiful entry. Obviously, I'm saying that in hindsight. It was not something I was planning on taking after a retest, but really, really nice push after that. Okay, Meta is approaching and through the key level I had, 625.90 roughly. It's about to break the 626. I really like the continuation on Meta here. I want to see if we get a retest. But actually, that opened itself up to be a nice play after open here. I was not expecting that initially. Good morning to everyone, too. Hope y'all are having a great morning. This looks to me to be a bit of a bull flag here. We broke out above the 67.30. We retested 67.20, and here we are pushing again a little bit, ranging again in this kind of range that we created. So, little bit of a bull flag is what it looks like to me. I would not be surprised to see a new candle come in and make a new high a day here shortly. Meta is retesting nicely right now. This 625 level. Let me check the prices of Meta contracts today. Yeah, Meta's pretty good contract prices. Another retest here, ES, of the 67.20 level. This is the second time it's now retested that level. Gonna look to see if it breaks through it this time or if it holds it again. It kind of looks like it wants to just squeeze in this range or create a squeeze in this range, I should say. This market is going to squeeze, in my opinion, after the war, up through 7,000 on ES. There's a lot of shorting in the market right now. If they're able to resolve this fairly quickly, because of how many short sellers are on the market, I envision us scorching through those levels. If we get above 7,100 on ES, the bull run is fully back on. I mean, we're still in a bull market, but obviously we're not on a bull run per se at this moment. So tech is dropping a little bit here. That's bringing NASDAQ down a bit more bearish than ES. ES is still mostly holding this 69.20 level. Looks like it might dip below now. Yeah, it's okay. It's starting to pull below now. And we got about another 10 points. The 67.10 break on ES is what's going to get us into the gap fill from this morning. Quasi gap fill from this morning, I guess I should say. It's not really a full gap fill. We did find a bounce here on ES again at the 6720, right in that range. So just kind of sitting here in a weird range right now where there's not going to be anything profitable to take. I am still seeing tech sell off, though. Amazon's selling off right now. Apple is selling off. So NVIDIA is selling off as well. So it looks like we could see maybe the break below this level of resistance here, but it's just in a weird range. So we just need to be patient with what's going on right now and see if we get any of these setups. Yeah, we do have 10 a.m. news today. Thank you. Good call out. It was job openings and consumer sentiment. So that could also bring some movement into the market. The 8:30 news, I was definitely wrong about GDP. I thought it was going to be better. It was not good. It was like 0.75% lower than they said. We found a bounce here again at the 67.19 here on ES. So that 67.20 level's fairly strong. I mean, it's technically breaking slightly below, but it's, you know, it's finding a bounce at basically the same, more or less the same level. If you look at Bookmap right now, a lot of the strong walls to the upside are gone. That's because the news just came in. So we'll see how they fill back in after the news here. There's a big old order at 67.47 that's now gone. Like 380 orders, basically. More than that. If you combine that whole little range, it's probably like 1,000 orders. This market doesn't want to move just yet with the news. Sitting right here in a very tight spot. Wow, a lot of patience required in today's market. Just been very, very quiet so far today. Not a bad thing. I mean, long terms are doing well. The market's up. Sold puts are making money today. So, overall, not too shabby. Okay, we are dropping again on ES, rejecting a bit down. This is interesting now. We got a nice downward trend line forming intraday. Right here. There's your downward trend line. Just going to pop it on there for now. Could be nice to watch. So on the ES chart, you'll see that downward trend line I just drew. Okay, SPX getting close to entering the quasi gap fill right now as we speak. Let's see if it cracks into the range. I'm not going to take an immediate play. Volume is too low. I need to see a retest. QQQ testing its VWAP here at 601. NASDAQ and ES both above their VWAPs here. Which is a stopping point, but we still have another 10, 12 points if we catch the gap fill on a retest. So we have enough to make a profitable play before it even tests its VWAP if we do take the downside gap move. But I'm not quite in that range just yet to be able to do that. So just kind of holding tight where we're at. If you're just joining the stream, welcome. Thank you for jumping in. Appreciate you being here. Give us a like. Have some fun in the chat. Seeing some buy volume come back into the market here. ES going to go for the 67.20. I'm curious to see if it gets rejected here or if it does push back through. I have a feeling it could get rejected only because sellers are a little heavier over the last like 5 or 10 minutes. They seem to be more present currently in the market as well for continued move down. Oh yeah, big drop there from that wick. Okay, we are almost into the gap fill now on SPX, quasi gap fill. What I envision happening is SPX going down to 6,700, retesting like 6,705, 6,708 for an entry, and we will take the downside play from there. And that's if we get into that scenario. It looks like, in my opinion, that looks to be the most likely scenario. SPX, though, is twice wicked at this low here. It's like 6708, and ES is twice wicked. No, it's not a wick, actually. ES has dropped, though, to the 6710 level. It would have twice wicked on the 5-minute chart, same as SPX. It doesn't quite look like a wick on ES because of the 2-minute chart, the way where they ended, so a little bit different. The VIX, by the way, yesterday and overnight got up to 28.5, dropped back down again. But the VIX has been holding above this 20 level for quite a while now. Capping out at 35 last week overnight when we had that. I think that was actually this week, at the start of this week, Monday, from over the weekend. Okay, here we go. We're into the gap fill now on SPX. We're going to be watching this for a retest and our entry here. This is our moment. This is our moment. I want to see this SPX get down to about 6705. 6700, excuse me. And 6705 on ES. Watching this a bit closer now. Actually still quite a lot of buyers in the market, considering we're moving down. Quite a bit more volume on this candle coming in as well. This should be one of the bigger candles of the day, it looks like to me, if we carry the same momentum in the last minute of it. Looking specifically at the 2-minute chart is what I'm referencing here. That was kind of the good retest there of the 67.10 level on ES. I'll hold for now though. I think we could get it again. We didn't really get through the key level I wanted to just yet anyway for entry. ES new low of day. Here it goes to 67.05. Okay, now I want the retest. Now I definitely want the retest. I'll be looking for the retest of 67.10 here on ES. If we can get it, it would be beautiful. Okay, we're getting close. Okay, I'm going to enter
Order
here.
filled.
I really like where we're at. I like it a lot. I didn't get in a full position there, but we're going to run it for right now. And if we get another retest, I'll just enter again. Perfectly okay with that strategy today. We like barely touched the 67.09 there, and boom, it went. Wow. Big move so far on SPX. I need to change my hotkeys here so I can buy more at a time. I generally double or triple click to buy more shares, and I got it once. It started dropping, so I held off. So I just got in the basically 1/3 of my position size here. Okay, here's it did touch its VWAP and reject off. That's what caused this bounce here. Personally, I'm not too worried about it getting through VWAP. I think it has the sell pressure to do it. I really do. Excuse me. Very thirsty today. Need to keep wetting my whistle so I can talk to everybody. Still hasn't made like the big drop yet here. Not exactly where we'd like it to be honest. By the way, my stop loss is going to be the top of this gap. I know it doesn't show it on there, but looks like we're backing up into a retest again here. I don't know if it'll be strong. It looks like we're just going to get the move down here. I think I'm just going to have to be happy with my 1/3 position size on this. I feel like if we get the retest now, it's because we're just going to reject in general, or bounce in general, excuse me. I always use those wrong. I correct myself right away, but I do use them wrong. Okay, ES pushing back. Try to get it back above this 67.05 level here. Okay, we're pushing back up. I'm going to try to enter more if we get close to 67.10 again. 67.09, 67.10. If not, like I said, I'm just going to sit here with the 1/3 position size. It's going to be one or the other at this point. Okay, yes. Pushing back up again a little bit here. Not really a ton of volume after that level broke, to be honest. Kind of just sitting here in a little bit of limbo, if you will. I don't know if I used that term correctly, but that's what I said. And I stand by it. ES pushing now, trying to get through its VWAP. If it gets through 6,700 now, we're just going to see a tank. That's what's going to happen here. I may re-enter more at 6,700 break and retest of that, to be honest with you. I'm kind of waiting for another retest to get in some more here, but we'll just be patient, as I know I can be. Tech really holding the market pretty well, though, today, to be honest. It's pretty cool to see. Okay, here's the 6,700 break again. There it goes. It's pushing through those levels now. Okay, now we're getting a stronger retest on ES here. Up to 67.05. Back down to 67.01. Yeah, this market looks bearish. Very bearish right now. The current trend, I should say. At some point, it'll come and retouch this trend line, this intraday one on ES that we have here, but that some point is not now. Excuse me. Okay, we're seeing a bigger drop now. I'm just big holding this right now through the gap fill. Actually, I'm going to take off a little bit.
Order filled.
And then I'm going to buy back in if it retests. I really am. Damn, what a shame I didn't get in the full position size there. That happens. Nature of the game. Full position size on that trade. Oh, that would have been so nice. I'd love to see a VWAP or 6,700 retest. But no, it looks like we're just going to get a clean move down. It has been a very clean move down. That little retest, the green candle, 2-minute candle there, was right at the VWAP level. Other than that, really clean move through this gap so far. I would love a 6,700 retest, though. I really would. Ooh, maybe we'll get it here. Maybe we'll get it here. I'm going for broke if we get it. I really am. If we get that retest, I'm going for broke. If we get that retest cleanly, I should say. Oh, I'm out of water. I need someone to give me water. Okay, here it is.
Order filled.
I'm entering. Back in. Back in full position now. At this VWAP retest. I'm only going to hold to 67.05. I'm going to hold it lightly. But I like the retest setup here. And I'm willing to risk today's profits for it. Back above VWAP slightly here. Let's see if we get the move back down through 6,700. That's what we want to see here. And I'm perfectly okay risking today's profits for it. Here we go. Sometimes you got to clap the stock down. You got to... That makes it go down faster. That's what somebody told me. I'm just kidding. It's a joke. If we get back to below the 66.95, should clear the low of day and make the next move down. Fix my stop loss slightly on this, where I want it to be. Right there, nice. We're getting the move back down here. That's what we like to see. Oh, not quite. Faking me out. Faking me out. What you gonna do when you're faking me out? Faking me out. Faking me out. What you gonna do when you're faking me out? You're gonna fake me out. You're gonna scream and shout. You're gonna make me lose my money. I'm gonna get gout. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Come on, big red candle. I want a big red candle to bring us right back to the bottom. New low of day. Give me that big red low of day right here. That's what we want to see. Big red. Clifford. Clifford to the low of day. Come on, baby. Clifford us to the low of day, baby. You just got to be patient on this play. You just got to be patient. You got to hold. You got to have balls of steel. That's how you do it. Let's see if we get it. Patient plays. Patient plays. I'm a patient in the hospital and I love to play. Patient plays. Patient days. Go into the ocean and face the waves. Gotta crave a stock play that'll make me money and give me my payday. Okay, apparently we're getting wrapping this morning as well as stock trading. That's what's happening. Somebody give me a topic. I'll wrap off the dome about it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm a horrible rapper. I don't know. I'm having fun this morning. I'm trying to have fun this morning. Patient plays, patient plays, patience pays and patient plays. Oh, what was that? That was weird. Big red candle is coming. Our Clifford candle is going to come. I promise. It's coming. I really think so. I really believe it. Maybe it was the 6705 retest that it needed. Maybe that's exactly what the doctor ordered. Nah, wait till I get my money back. All right, come on, come on. I'm trying to hold this for you. I'm trying to hold this for everybody on the stream. All 2 of you right now. Hell yes. All 2 of you are going to catch this with me. All 2 of you. Hell yeah. There's a song by a band called Dead Sarah. It's called Test My Patience. And I feel like that right now. I'd sing it, but then I realized I might get copyrighted because I just sang Kanye West too. But I don't know if it was Kanye West. I just sang like some words and I put them together. I don't know. Patience, patient plays and patience pays. Ooh, I should do a stock rap. Ooh, hell yeah. Stock rap. Here we go. Come on, Clifford. Come on, Clifford. Come on, Clifford, the big red candle. Let's go. Patient plays and patience plays. Sometimes it sucks when you gotta hold for days. Okay, that's what I got so far. That's that's like half the first verse, I feel like. Where are my sellers? I need sellers in this market. I need sellers in this market. I need it. I need it. I need it. Bit of a shame if we, we're getting Clifford the big green candle now. That sucks. Okay, maybe that's just the liquidity grab that we needed to make this move. Maybe it's the liquidity grab we needed to make this move. Maybe it's exactly what the doctor ordered. Sell pressure is coming in a little bit now. Let's see if it holds, though. No, it's not really quite consistent enough to hold. Come on, baby. Patience pays and patient plays. Something, something, something. Sometimes you wait for days. It feels like days. I tell you, I've been in this trade, or I've re-entered this trade like 6 minutes ago. It feels like I've been in for 12 hours. I'm not going to lie. Buyers heavier now. Good. Get out of my market, buyers. Get out of my market. Sell me off. Sell me off. I don't care. This market is resilient. I normally like put plays better, but this market has been resiliente. We're going to move through the rest of this gap. I really think so. This is crazy. Come on, sellers. Step in the market. I want to see like 8 million sell orders hop in. Volume's been low, though. That's the problem. Last 3 2-minute candles have all been below 10,000. Last 4, actually. Volume's just low right now. We're kind of chopping in this range. I still think we're going to get our Clifford here soon, but, you know, every minute that passes by, it gets a little bit tougher to hold this. So, sticking out for now, though, like, I still like it. It's still holding our levels, right? It's doing everything it needs to for us. Uh-oh, here comes the buyers. Will they hold or no? I almost want to hold this to this trend line, to be honest with you. I think it could retest this trend line. I might do that. I don't know. Back kind of where we entered this trade right now. It's where we're about right now. I am going to try to hold this to this trend line. Trend line looks pretty strong. I think it'll stay below, so I am going to try to hold this to it. Clifford, Clifford, Clifford. Clifford, 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 Clifford. Clifford. Big red dog. Stop it. Get out of my market, buyers. Out of my market. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Order partially filled.
I gotta close. I got no choice.
Order
here.
filled.
I got no choice. Damn. All right. I got nothing else for you today. I'm out of here.